In today's video, I'm going to give you some tips and strategies to automate your email marketing and actually write emails that sell. That's coming up. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is all about email marketing, how you can automate it, how you can write great emails, and there's also some other golden nuggets in there. Real quick, if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button and also make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm putting out new content every single Wednesday. You can hit that little bell icon to make sure you get notified of all the new videos, so make sure you do that. Also, I want you to stay till the end of the video because I'm going to tell you about my Shirt School Black Friday deal. It's an insane, crazy low price to get inside of my Shirt School program, and I want you to stay to the end to make sure you don't miss out. Today's video is a recent coaching call I had with my good friend Robert. Now, Robert is a student inside of my Shirt School program, and he's absolutely crushing the t-shirt game. Right after joining, Robert went out and used my free plus shipping tee strategy to make $2,500 in profit just in a few days. Recently, Robert has launched his t-shirt subscription business, and he actually sent one email and got 12 subscribers in the first 3 hours. So it's crazy. And this is a good opportunity for you to kind of see inside of my world and see what I teach people inside the Shirt School program and actually hear somebody who's had a lot of success with it. So with all that out of the way, let's jump right into the video.
Pick your brain about was kind of more email sequences.
Yeah.
That's something we've never been good at. And so I'm trying to kind of put together a nice email sequence to go along with funnel offer, as well as something like when they sign up for your email blast on our main website.
Okay.
That way it's helpful to me. It's like, hey, you know what? I've always had a welcome email from purchase, but not necessarily a sequence where it's almost like retargeting them. And something that I noticed is, that's you seem to do a very good job of that. Well, my email says you do anyway. So I don't know if it turns off after a while. I think it's kind of gotten a little bit less because I'm sure it's because I don't hit the link anymore. Or maybe you figured out that I used a different email to purchase than what I used to sign up or whatever. So
like you were watching the webinar, signing up again.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
or maybe I used a different email whenever I did the webinar, and I'm not 100% sure. So,
if you want, I can just kind of walk you through a couple different sequences I have.
That'd be great.
So basically, well, I'll tell you about the Shirt School sequence, which I don't know that will really help you. I mean, you're mainly like you're selling shirts, right? I mean, that's what you're.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'll tell you what I have on my store sequence. But on the Shirt School side, it's basically when you sign up for the webinar. I've got 1, 2, well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got about 7 emails that pretty much hit you like every 24 hours ish. There's a couple other ones laid in. And then from there, I've just been adding on more emails on the back end of the sequence. So it's kind of what I do in the e-commerce as well. On the e-commerce side, so basically what my mentor kind of coach, his name's Travis, what he kind of taught me early on. And I never really did it until like, I don't know, a year ago or something. I really like put it into practice. He was like, basically what you want to do is get people in on like a welcome, they give you their email in exchange for a discount code or something. Anything you can do to get their email on your list or whatever that is. I mean, discount code's the easiest thing, but you could also offer a piece of content or anything that would, in exchange for their email. And then you can build out your welcome sequence as long as you want. Like it doesn't have to just stop at 24 hours or 48 hours or whatever. He was like, I just keep adding on, and it can go for years if you want it, which just sounds crazy, but and then what else he kind of taught me was if you go back through, so you've been doing email marketing for a while, right? With your store.
Yeah, I mean, yes, it hasn't been super strong or anything
Yeah.
like that. It's been very kind of minuscule, and there's no regularity to it. And
Yeah.
that's the whole thing. That's kind of what I was trying to get to with what
Yeah.
I'm doing right now
So
through, hey, what I'm learning with Shirt School is, hey, this new one that we're launching, more of a niche brand, because that's what I struggled with. I didn't really have a niche. We wanted to be everything to everybody. You know what I
yeah.
mean? And it's like, yeah, you don't understand what kind of marketing power that takes until you're 25 grand into it, and nobody's really coached you on the other way around, right?
Man, I'm finding out more and more, like, I know it's a little off subject, but I'm finding out more and more just from talking to people on calls and everything, that so many people struggle with that. Like, not they don't know they're
Mm-hmm.
struggling with it, but they're like, oh, I have a store, and I'll pull up their store, and it's like they're selling like 10 different niches, and it's just all this different stuff. I talked with the girl the other day that she does custom orders, and then she does, all of her own designs, and they were like a bunch of different niches. And I was like, oh my gosh, man, like the first thing you got to do is just stop everything you're doing, figure
Yeah.
out
Pick a
one
lane.
one thing that you really feel confident in selling, and that'll solve most of your issues right there. But anyway, so the other thing, so this is what you could do first. Maybe that would be pretty easy. What Travis told me to do, which was, it's the easiest thing ever. But if you go back through all of your emails, pretty much all your emails that you've ever sent, and just start making a list of the ones that have the best open rates and best sales rates or whatever. But just kind of looking at the stats, and then you can start basically taking your best emails and just attaching them on the back of that sequence. And you can spread them out however much you want. But so that's what I started doing with my regular store. So I just started going back through my email campaigns for the last couple of years, started grabbing the ones that had the best open rates. I duplicated them, tweaked them a little bit, but left the subject lines pretty much intact to get those good open rates. And then I just started adding them on the sequence. So it just starts making my welcome sequence longer and longer and longer. So right now, on one of my e-commerce stores, I have, let me see what this looks like real quick. I've probably got 3 months-ish, somewhere around 3 months on the welcome sequence.
Mm-hmm. How many different email structures do you have, or how many different emails do you
So
have?
I've only got nine different emails.
Okay.
And I've just spread them out. Like, basically, the longer they get into the sequence, the more I kind of spread them out. So the first email hits you immediately after you join the list, and it's crazy. That email's got a 46% open rate, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just,
And that's the one you probably offer a discount code in or something of that nature.
yeah. So so the subject line is literally like nothing crazy. It just says welcome, discount code inside. That's all it says on the subject line.
Yeah.
So welcome, discount code inside. And then inside of the email, see what's in there. That's cool. Like, what's cool is you build these things out once, and it sucks. That's why I never did it, because I was like, man, I'm gonna have to build out like 3 months of emails. But then it's like you do it and you never even look at it. Like, I didn't even know this had a 46% open rate because I just never looked.
Mm-hmm.
So it just says, welcome. Here's 10% off. Hurry, code expires in 24 hours. And then I just have some pictures of the products, some of the best-selling products, and just links to them. Super simple email. I mean, that's literally all there is. Here's 10% off. Hurry, code expires in 24 hours. And you can put.
And does that code actually expire in 24 hours?
Technically, no. It's a welcome code. So
Okay.
I'm giving people 24 hours to use their welcome code, but it's the same code that everybody gets on their welcome email. So I mean, technically they could use it after 24 hours. If you want to get real technical with it, I don't know, technical is maybe not the right word. You can, like, there are apps out there where you can generate unique codes and you can put those in the email.
Yeah, I don't think I'm that. It's like, man, do I really want to waste time on that, or is it one where
I personally have never went to that level. It's like, do I want to pay for an app or something, like to generate a unique discount code? And here's what's silly about it is, like, if somebody comes back after 24 hours and tries to use the discount code and it's expired, it's like, I wanted to get that sale. Like, so really, who cares if they buy after 24 hours? Like, it's just the urgency and scarcity part of it. So then basically after that, so that's welcome. That just hits them immediately. And basically I just give them the 10% discount code. I actually give them the 10% discount code on the website when they enter their email on the pop-up.
Okay.
And then if they
using Privy, or is there another one you like?
I am using Privy. I was actually going to look into, because I'm using MailChimp on my e-commerce side. It's just because I've always been using it for a long time.
That's what we've used forever, but my biggest concern right now is kind of the ClickFunnels, and I mean, it was good to send it out via MailChimp, but the integration with MailChimp and ClickFunnels, it's like, man, how do you accomplish anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it really matters. I mean, if you're already using ActiveCampaign, that's fine too. I was just going to mention that in MailChimp they have a built-in pop-up that I never tried, but I don't even know.
It doesn't work very well.
It doesn't work very well. That's what somebody recently tried it, because I said, "Oh, use Privy," and they're like, "Well, I'm gonna try the MailChimp one," and they said that it doesn't really like pop up. It just kind of sits up there. I don't know if that's
exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
it doesn't pop up. It's like basically almost like a widget that you can put on your site, if you will, right? And the challenge is with the fact that it doesn't really integrate any longer with Shopify.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't have ShopSync, and there's still a lot of people that, although they have MailChimp, they're basically just utilizing Shopify to hold all their CRM information. And it's not really going anywhere right now. So you'd be surprised. There's a massive amount of people doing that.
So anyways, moving on. Then I just hit them again at 23 hours. So 23 hours into the welcome sequence, I just have the subject line says 10% off, expires in 1 hour. The email says, hurry, 1 hour left to use your code, use it or lose it. Enter this code at checkout and some more products. It's more, I've thrown like a couple lifestyle photos in there. So that's at 23 hours, and that's all I've got as far as that first discount code. You could definitely add a third email in that 24 hours if you wanted to. I've done that before. And that would work good too. I mean, you might, I don't know. I really, lately I really like the testimonial emails if you have them. Even if you don't have them, just honestly reaching out. Like, I've sent emails and said, hey, just reply to this email. Tell me your experience with my company. And I've got some responses. And a couple times I've done, I've had extra teas in inventory, and I say, hey, if you send us a review on video, like I'll send you a free tea. And I think the last one I did, I think I got 5 testimonials videos sent. I asked for either a picture or a video, like a picture of them wearing their shirt, because I sent it to past purchasers. And I got quite a few people that they just sent like a text, review, just a real short review, and then a picture of them in the shirt, and I sent them a free shirt. Because for me, I was like, I got these laying around, it'll cost me $3 to ship it or whatever. It was worth it to me to get the testimonials. So I've really liked the sending an email, adding an email to the sequence that just says, hey, here's what people are saying about our stuff, and just putting a few testimonials in there is really good. So then from the first 24 hours, I've just got those 2 emails going out, and then I've got 10 days. So I wait a full 10 days after that first 24 hours, which you could definitely do more in that 10 days. And then I have a flash sale that hits their email, and this is all automated, which is great. I don't have to do anything. So the third one's a flash sale. Are you doing
that through MailChimp or?
Yeah. My sequence is built out in MailChimp.
Okay, it is. Okay.
So 10 days in, I hit them with the flash sale. That one's got again, pretty good open rate, 16.3% open rate, which is pretty good on the e-commerce side. And that one just says 24-hour flash sale in the subject line. It's kind of the same thing as the welcome, just 10 days later. So, when the customer sees it, they're under the impression we're doing like a flash sale for everybody, but in reality, it's just hitting their inbox with a discount code. And that was exactly what I told you earlier. Like I had done multiple flash sales just over the last couple of years, and I just went and found the ones that converted the best and just added those onto the welcome sequence, and then tweak the discount code. Added a valid discount code, and then again, I have another email that hits them at 23 hours after that one that says 24-hour flash sales going away, and then I wait another 10 days. So we're 22 days into the sequence. I wait another 10 days, and I have an email that just says check these out, and it's just check out some new stuff. The subject line says trending now, check it out, which this one doesn't have great open rate. And then I wait another 9 days after that. And then I've just got, again, it's just kind of like new stuff available, or a different collection you've got, or just kind of showcasing your products. And then I wait another 10 days, and I've got another flash sale. And then I think this is a 3-day flash sale. So I do a 3-day flash sale in there. And then I've got one more. So I've got 9 emails. The last email is just another collection of products, just that they might not have seen. A couple other things. One that you absolutely should have, which I need to add, and I've had in there before. I don't remember why I took it out, because I can see it here. It says deleted workflow emails. I think I was tweaking it and never put it back in. But one that you absolutely should have is an upsell to your subscription. That's going to be huge. So probably
maybe describe that for me a little bit, because I'm drawing a blank there.
So if you have
an upsell to your subscription.
Yeah, if you have a shirt of the month product, you would probably want to. Do you have a subscription product? I can't remember.
We're launching that. That's going to be part of that Mom Life.
Yeah.
I just have to finish. I'm almost finished building out the Shopify site, and then the ClickFunnels is realistically built, because I'm going to actually try 2 different things where I'm going to do one with a free shirt. Yeah. Basically the free first month. And I'm going to do another one that's basically pay for shipping and get your first month free. That way it's kind of like there's the appearance of free, right? I like that better. I had never tried that strategy, because I had a little bit of trouble figuring out how to make the Stripe and ClickFunnels thing like actually charge shipping, but then the next month charge the regular price. And I think that you may have figured out how to put it together already, but I hadn't got there yet. But I would probably lean towards that strategy, the free plus shipping, as opposed to completely free, just because of the upfront investment. And then I think that in my experience, you will see just the difference in free to $6.95 or $7.95. The quality of customer you get is not always awesome. Right. So, it is what it is, but you'll retain a lot of the customers, but you'll definitely get more cancellations on the completely free than you would the free plus shipping. But definitely test both. It's just hard because you give away a free shirt, and then you're waiting 30 days really just to see if they're going to pay their second month. That you're waiting 30 days to see if they're going to give you any money. You have their credit card, you're going to automatically charge their credit card, but like I said, you just don't know if it's going to decline or go through. So, at least with the free plus shipping, you've collected $7 or $8 or something, and they've actually paid you money. So that helps. But anyway, so I recommend definitely in your welcome sequence somewhere down the line I'd probably add 2 or 3 emails
upselling them to your subscription product. And I guess this would mainly be on people who are coming from your store, as opposed to like, you probably wouldn't want to have that on your sequence for people that are going to your funnel to actually buy your subscription product. So anyway, so I kind of back to what I was saying originally on your store sequence, welcome sequence, definitely like the theory is like your subscription product, your shirt of the month or whatever it is, subscription box. Like ideally, you probably want to sell that to your customers down the line when you've built a little bit of trust. So that's why I say like it's good to put it, 5 to 10 emails back in the welcome sequence because you've already sent them, enough stuff to kind of build a relationship, build some trust with them. Especially if you've hit them with like some of those testimonials and stuff, you've actually shown them some value, then they're going to be more likely to subscribe. So hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, no, sure it does. But later in the sequence, I mean, that makes sense. Yeah. If, say, hey, you know what, we do this, and then I leave them alone for, after I've hit them for 36 hours or, not 36 hours, but 3 days or whatever, 72 hours with hey, come make your first purchase, last time offer or whatever, and then leave them alone for, at the 10 days, do the 24-hour flash sale, and then 9 days, check out these new items, and then 10 days, 3-day flash sale, and then, do hey, check out our, a testimonial about here's what people are saying about our, about our shirts or about our, whatever it may be.
It's interesting too, because I was thinking about with email, especially. I think Russell Brunson is the one that says it, but you've probably heard it before. But it says like there are only 2 reasons a customer stops buying from you, once they purchased. You either piss them off or you stop selling. It's like that's it. You either make them mad or you stop selling to them. And it's funny because people like with email, like people just stop emailing, or you don't have a sequences set up. And once you stop selling to them, they just forget about you and they don't buy from you again until you start selling to them again. But a lot of times with email lists, they just, if you neglect them, they just become stagnant. And it's really hard to revive them because people are disengaged. Because people, you get these big email lists and then whatever happens and life happens and you stop emailing. But people become disengaged and then your open rates drop to nothing and it gets really hard to make money off email. So that's why it's good. Like as long as if you sit down, invest the time and you build out that welcome sequence to 6 months or more, I mean, it just constantly, it's just more touches, just keep selling. And if you can differentiate along that welcome sequence, if you can show them hoodies and then maybe show them tank tops and maybe, and give them some different discounts and some different offers, right? Like hit them with, hey, we got this free tee offer. I love doing like get a free tee with any order, which if you can make that profitable, but I do it just because I have stock laying around that it's already paid for. So, I don't mind paying $3.50 to ship them an extra tee, even when they do print on demand. So I'll do sales and, I'll just do free tee with every order. I'll do like, sometimes I'll do it for like a 6-hour sale. So if you buy anything on the website, I'll just ship you a free tee and it's a mystery tee. You don't get to pick. So, but just different stuff, like as many offers as you can hit them with, discounts, just value and just different products, whatever, trying to find something that's going to catch their eye. I mean, eventually you'll get them to buy something on that welcome sequence. And that's super valuable because it's just free money. It's not, you're not paying really to acquire them. Once you got their email, you just you can sell to them as much as you want, obviously. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And then, I like to email, like I like to send, I like to send every other day, an email every other day. Just like just making an email, making a campaign. I don't always hit the mark on that. But
so when you say that, are you talking about like after you've done the welcome sequence, or were you still talking welcome sequence here?
I just hit my whole list. Like I don't pay much attention to like whether people are in there or not. Like I don't think there's such thing as like emailing too much. Sure, you're going to get unsubscribes. That's just part of the game. You just kind of just move on. But I've never had, I mean, on the Shirt School side I have, but like in e-commerce, I've never had anybody email me and say, this is abuse. It's like, if anybody ever emails you that, it's like, you reply back and say, hit the unsubscribe button in the email. It's like, if you don't want to see the
Yeah,
emails,
absolutely.
unsubscribe, so I just email the whole list as much as I want. My goal is always to email like every other day. But realistically, I probably email 3 times a week, somewhere in there, 2 to 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Um,
And you do that to the whole list?
yeah, I just hit the whole list. Yeah. And I also resend to unopens on the off days. So
Okay.
I read this. I think there's differing opinions on this, but in my personal tests, I read this article where they did like a huge study and bazillions of emails, and they said that there's a debate when you resend to people that haven't opened your email. Most people change the subject line. So you think the theory is, if I send you an email and it says get 10% off or whatever it says, and you don't open it, that maybe I need to change my subject line to get you to respond to it the next day. That's one theory, and that's what I thought too. And then I read this big article, I'll probably dig it up somewhere, where they did this huge test, sent thousands of emails and all this stuff. And they found that people actually, they got higher open rates when they just resent the same subject line. Oddly enough, doesn't make sense. But so I started trying that, and I have higher open rates on the unopens just when I just leave it the same. It doesn't really make sense, but every once in a while.
And so those ones that you send out, they're not necessarily a part of the welcome sequence, but maybe they're just, hey, check out a new design, or maybe we've got this going on, or winter's coming up. Check out our hoodie line.
Yeah, new designs I always send out, and I try. If for me personally, I'm like, if I feel like it's going to be a really good design, there's some I put out and it's like, I don't know how this is going to sell. But if I have a good feeling about it, I'll do a bigger launch. I might do 3 or 4 emails leading up to it, and I talk about that in the course. But I do some more social media posts, do kind of the chatbot stuff, all that kind of stuff, and just kind of build some hype. But I always send out about new designs. But the biggest thing, the easiest thing you can do to you almost always have content is do a sale on every holiday, even the dumbest holidays. Do a sale on every holiday. That's another thing Travis told me, is like, every chance that you get to have a sale, why would you not? It's like, President's Day, like all these random, Labor Day, Memorial Day, like any holiday you can think of, just have a sale. And then also just in the apparel, I just always think of the time of year. If it's like you mentioned, if the weather's getting cold, I just start hitting hoodies and start hitting long sleeves and that kind of thing. If it's starting to get in the springtime, I start to hit more tees, and then summer I start to hit more tanks, and you just kind of live off that, and then you can supplement in your subscription box. I hit that all year round, just kind of sporadically. If I kind of the similar thinking, like if I have a really good design coming up and I'm like, oh man, this design that I'm doing for this monthly subscription is really, I know this one's really good. I'll try to acquire more customers off of that really good design. So then I'll hit that email a little bit harder, and there's some months where I'm like, sending this shirt out, it's not a great design, so I don't hit it as hard. And so, that's my thinking. Like, hey, what holidays are coming up? Obviously fourth quarter, you can just Black Friday, Cyber Monday, you can talk about Christmas all the time. You can talk about, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, and then if you get in spots where you don't have any holidays coming up or whatever, you can always do flash sales. You can always think of creative offers. You can just send out, I send out a lot of just existing stuff. Hey, have you seen this t-shirt? Have you seen this collection we have? Have you seen, all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, just kind of, I don't stress too much over the content of the email as much. I just, I just send with reckless abandon, and then I resend to the unopens. Like I said, on the off day. So if I send an email today and I do, oh man, 3 new teas, check them out. Tomorrow, I just resend the same email to the unopens. And then on Thursday, I would send a new email. Friday, I'd resend to the unopens. And what that does is it's cool because you might get a 10% open rate on your first email, but then if you're not sending to the reopens, or to the unopens, sometimes I'll see an additional 6 to 7% bump off of those unopens. So I've been shocked. Like, it's really important that you resend it out to the people that don't open, because if you think about it, you're sending the same email, so you can combine those open rates, and that might bump you from 10% to 17% or whatever. It's like that's a pretty big bump. You get another couple hundred people to open or whatever. And one more thing you could try. I've heard this strategy and I always wanted to do it. I was just thinking of this. I just want to mention it real quick. I haven't done it, but I always wanted to do it. There's a guy that I don't remember. I have no idea. I'd love to give him credit, but I have no idea who taught this. But he said what he does is he'll send an email. The next day he'll send it to the unopens, and then what he'll do at that point is he'll export. This works if you have a big list. I don't know if that works if you have a small list, but he'll export a CSV of all the people that haven't opened the email, and then he'll upload that into a Facebook audience, and he'll literally run the email content as retargeting to those people that didn't open it. And I always thought that was genius. I was like, if you had a 10,000 person list and you got a 20% open rate, which is pretty high, but you got a 20% open rate on new teas or whatever, that means that you had 8,000 people that didn't open the email. And you could upload those into a Facebook audience and just literally just advertise the same email to them. It's like, you're going to see my email, even if you refuse to open it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would think that would be pretty costly if you didn't have a fairly large list.
Yeah. I mean, it just doesn't really make sense. Like, if you had even 2,000 or 3,000 people on your list, it's like you upload an audience of 1,000 or 2,000 people. It's like you're gonna exhaust, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, you could probably hit your whole list in $10 to $20 or something, or maybe a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
So I mean, it might not be a bad thing. Just kind of depends on what the ROI would be, but
worth a try for sure.
Yeah.
So kind of moving from welcome sequence to maybe, because the way I feel like you view a welcome sequence is somebody who hasn't purchased yet, right? What I always viewed a welcome sequence as was really somebody that had purchased. So kind of what do you refer to that as, and then how does that look for you? Those are the ones that kind of go into your every other day email or your holiday emails, something like that. I mean, I'm sure you've got to have some sort of a thank you email, and then a follow-up that maybe says, hey, give us a review. Maybe that's that testimonial email you were talking about.
Yeah. So it's interesting, like the way the welcome sequence is built. I mean, it doesn't mention like purchase or not purchase. So everybody that subscribes goes into that welcome sequence no matter what. Because even if they bought and used a discount code, they can still get the welcome emails and buy again. So I guess the discount code could not work if they got it on the pop up and then used it. But I don't know. I've never worried about that. Like, never really run into issues with it. But I do have a thank you email that goes out the next day after purchase, just 24 hours after. And it just says, it's just like a personal email from the owner. Hey, my name's Carrie. Thank you so much for purchasing. I'll tell a little bit about the business. Like, this is my wife and I built this business from scratch. Like, we operated it from, ourselves, and, we've been able to, we've acquired X amount of customers, and, it's been so awesome to see people wearing our stuff, just that kind of thing. Like, just talking about a little bit about the story, and why we have the company, why we're passionate about the niche, and just that kind of thing. And I really don't sell in that email, you could. I mean, I just don't. And then, but from there, it's just the welcome sequence. I don't have any other thing that I do other than just throw them into that list and then email them all the time with my regular emails.
Got it.
You definitely could. I mean, you could build out a different sequence for that, the same way that you do the welcome. You can maybe just do a different one and build it out differently. You'd probably have a higher conversion rate on like your shirt of the month on that purchase sequence. Just because they've already made a purchase from you.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
There's a browse abandonment sequence you can set up, which is exactly what it sounds like. So if somebody on your list that's already on your list goes back and looks at an item, you can trigger a sequence that says, hey, we saw you looking at this. Here's a discount code, or we're running out of stock, or whatever you want to put in there. But you can trigger another sequence off of that. That one I remember it was really good. Just haven't used it in a while. I switched email providers and I didn't build out some of the ones that I already had. So I need to. But
yeah.
And then the cross-sell secondary products.
Yeah, no, like cross-sells, I mean, I've got a really good app that I liked for that. Cool. We just never really had, unfortunately, because we couldn't figure it out, we just never really did a great job. I mean, it worked well because it's like, hey, if they purchase this, offer this as a cross sale, and it was built by Bold, which, I mean, they do a fantastic job. They definitely charge for what they are.
It's crazy how you start to, like, it's just funny. Like, you run ads and, you may or may not have some success or whatever, but I've just found that when I'm running ads, but then I'm also posting to my social media and I'm emailing, consistently, and I've got my retargeting set up and I've got all the things running. It's like, I don't know what the sales process could be a million different things, but all I know is when I'm being consistent with all those things, my sales results show that. Because I start thinking about all the ways that a customer could actually come in, and it's like, there's no way they're not going to buy almost, like if they come to my site and they enter their email on the pop-up, but then they don't buy, they're going to get hit with the retargeting. And then they're also going to get the welcome emails on the back end, and then if they, see a social media post and don't click, but then I've got an engagement group in Facebook where I'll hit them with an ad because they looked at my social media page, and then they might click there, but then they might abandon cart there and get abandoned cart emails. Like, I mean, there's a million different ways that people could get in, but like my sales results are so much better when I'm consistent in all those things than they are when I'm not posting to social media, haven't sent an email in a week, and I'm just running ads to a product page. It's like, it's just a dead end. You know what I mean? So
gotcha.
The more that you can be consistent kind of in everything, even when you're posting to social media and it's like the organic reach is 100 people or something, or 50 people, and you don't feel like it's working, it's like, it just all works together. You just never know what the process that each customer goes through. But if you have all of your systems working together, it's really, really powerful. And, I said, I was talking to somebody today because what I was noticing was we were having a really good sales day, and I'm looking at my Facebook ads, and I'm like, it's not showing all of these purchases. And I was like, man, like I have some purchases today on the Facebook ads, but I was like, but we sent an email today and we posted on social media today, and we have ads running today. And it's like, okay, that's how it all comes together, that, if that makes sense. So it all just kind of feeds each other, and that's how you really get some good results. So it takes a while to get that whole system set up, but once you do, it can be pretty powerful. All right, man, I'm gonna jump off here. If you need anything else, hit me up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon.
Yep. Thanks so much. Have a good night.
Oh yeah, wasn't that a great video? Well, if you want to learn to sell t-shirts online, if you want to start getting results just like Robert, I want to tell you about the Shirt School Black Friday deal. I'm excited to tell you about this. So if you're watching this video, the deal is live, but I'm only taking 20 people at this price point. So listen, I'm offering $200 off of the Shirt School program. This is the lowest price ever and you will never see it again. So you can get the full thing for $297. But again, I'm only taking 20 people. Now when you're watching this video, a lot of those spots may already be filled. So I want you to go right now to shirtschool.com/Black Friday and you can join the program for $297 as long as I have spots left available, but I'm only taking 20 people. So I want you to do that right now. Listen, you're gonna go out this Black Friday season, you're gonna spend a bunch of money at Amazon, Target, Walmart, all these places, but all that money you spend is gonna return you back $0. But when you learn the skills inside Shirt School, the strategies, the tactics inside Shirt School, you're actually gonna make more money back. The return on your investment is gonna be exponential. So I want you to go right now, shirtschool.com/Black Friday, get in the program for $297. And thank you so much for watching today. We'll see you guys next week.